Okay, I'm going to show you another retouching. Sorry for the brief introduction, but I'm just going to go right into it. Hopefully you've started with one of the other pictures, so you know what's kind of going on already. But we're just going to do some facial retouching. There's some stuff needs to be done in this image. You'll see as we move. The first thing I did is I pressed a hotkey that I made that's in the actions that basically says it's called it's called setup. I don't know where it's at. Let's see if we can find it. There's setup. It's F8. But I made this in the actions. You can make your own actions, and Photoshop does what you tell it to do. You just kind of record them and then it plays it when you press a button, plays it back when you press a button. What that did for me is create a new background copy, and it creates a brand new layer. Those are pretty easy things to figure out or learn, but it's just a blank layer, and it's in a blending mode of soft light. We'll get to the reason why I made that later. Right now, all I need is the background copy because I don't want to do anything on my original image. I just want to do it on the background copy. Okay, and I'm going to use this patch tool. It's where the Band-Aid tool usually is. If you just hold down, you can get all the way down to the patch tool, which is right here. And this is what I'm going to use to get rid of some stuff, blemishes and hair on his skin. And all you have to do is circle what you don't want, move it to an area that looks like what you want, and let go of the mouse, and Photoshop does the rest. It's going to get rid of all that stuff for you. Okay, I'm trying to go as fast as I can because it's going to be hopefully under a 20-minute retouch. I can do it in 2 parts, and hopefully there's a big difference between before and after, so that it feels like it's worth your time. But I never know what I'm going to get when I start. I just start plugging away at it, and hopefully it looks a lot better when I'm done. And when it doesn't, I just feel really bad because I just wasted part of my life doing adjustments to an image that made it look worse. But usually the stuff that I'm doing right now always looks better. Just cleaning up skin, getting rid of those blemishes, and getting hair out of people's faces. You can see this patch tool is a lot more efficient for doing like hairs than maybe the Band-Aid tool was, if you've ever tried using the Band-Aid tool. Because you can just do like a whole hair in 1 or 2 moves, where a Band-Aid tool you'd have to like make a small circle and do about 50 moves to get rid of a whole hair. We're going to get rid of this other hair along the side. And you'll notice I try and avoid areas of high contrast here, so I'm not going to get really close to the edge of the hair here, because that will create problems. Like basically it creates flares that come out, color flares, when you do this tool next to area of high contrast. Let me just show you here. I got really too close right here, and it created a color flare. I don't know if you can see it, but it's harder. It's a harder flare if it's a higher area of contrast. Obviously, his skin tone is pretty close to his haircut tone, so you didn't see it too well. Here, I'll show you. Well, no, I'm not going to show you a better example. I'm just going to keep on going with the rest of the example. All right, we're going to get rid of some wrinkles here. I don't want to get rid of all his wrinkles because they actually show that he's happy. So we're just going to get rid of some of these wrinkles to make him look a little bit more peppy. Just the ends of the wrinkles here on the edge. And I'm going to show you a little trick too. You can lighten these wrinkles, the ones that you choose, later, but first you're just going to get rid of all of them now. Evidence of wrinkles there. And I'm just going to go ahead and lighten under his eyes, and I'll show you how to do this. We'll do it all right now, actually. You just get rid of everything, pretend like you're a Photoshop freak, and you just want to absolutely delete every blemish or line under his eye, and just go ahead and delete it and make it look really flat and ugly. This is by no means a finished product. We are just getting some texture here under his eye that is light in color, and you know, some people are like, oh my god, that looks so much better, but Really, it doesn't. This looks much better. That is just a preliminary for later adjustment we're going to do. Try and make it look pretty even. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the rest of this here. I'm going to leave these. In fact, I'm actually going to use the history brush tool and go back under his eye because we don't want to get rid of all that. So here, take the flow all the way up and get his eye back to where it was a little bit. Okay, cool. So the reason why I did that, the reason why I got rid of those all the way, which isn't the best, thing to do usually, is because I'm just going to circle the underlayer and I'm going to bring it back, but I'm going to bring it back at a lower opacity. And if you just right click here, after you, we want to feather it just a tad. Feathering is right here. After you select something, you modify, feather, select, modify, feather. We're going to feather it about 15 pixels. It usually works really well for this type of thing. You can right click it and layer via copy. You just do that and it just brings a new layer. Thing is, we had the wrong layer selected. So you want to select the layer that you want to copy. This is what we're looking at right now, is the bottom layer. So we're going to do that, and now we're going to do layer via copy. And in one little move, it's brought everything that we've copied, and it's going to put it up to the front. If we put the photoshopped layer back, we can see that the adjustments that we made. And all we have to do is, if we want to slightly get rid of it, is just change the opacity. And we're just doing it right under the eyes. And so we can slowly just, lighten the dark circles under his eyes without getting rid of them. And it just makes him look healthier and happier without making him look inhuman or whatever, what have you. So I just have it at 58%. You can see if we get rid of it all the way, he looks ridiculous. And if we add it back all the way, then, it's just too much. So we're just going right in between. And that looks fine. We're just going to leave it at that. All right, and get back to the retouching the rest of things. We're just going to get off these red spots off his nose. It's really not too much more to do. Make sure you're in the patch tool when you do this. Just random blemishes, you can get rid of them as they go, or as you see them. Here on his neck, we got some. Get rid of the lines. All right, here's actually the next thing that I see is the redness, but we're going to do a curves adjustment layer over the whole thing. So layer, new adjustment layer, curves. You can name it whatever you want. I just press OK. Curves 1 is fine. I'm able to find the curves without names pretty easy. First thing I see is that auto is probably going to do a pretty good adjustment, is because I didn't expose it correctly. It can be brightened up dramatically. So here's then, that's just auto. I just pressed auto, and all it did was clip the red where there was no data, the green here where there was no data. And clipping, I just mean they just move the curve from here, which is all where it is originally, all the way over to right where the data seemingly starts. And I'll just press auto again and it'll take it back to the right spot. And then on top of that auto, I'm going to do a further S curves adjustment just to be nuts, just be crazy, and try and get more out of it than I should. And right now I'm getting lots of color. You can call them enhancements, but it's too much color in his face. And I don't like that too much. So I am going to save this with the too much color, but I like it because it's poppier. And go back here. I'm just going to do select. Oh, no, I'm not going to do select, reselect. All you have to do is, there's nothing selected, is just take the saturation down just a tad until the colors in his face are normal again. And it looks like about minus 14 is normal colors in his face again. So if we look at history. This is how we open the image. Looks like that. This is where we're at right now.